Okay. Okay, well, since you are there
Ah.
making the tea, should I start first?
Well, I'm really happy to have you as a guest today. Thank you so much for choosing to join me for my podcast, my platform. Today, I'm really excited to host Violet Lee. I've been following your work for the last 10 years plus at this point. My goodness, we had the privilege of meeting in Colorado one year, and I was teaching at my grand uncle's retreat space up at the Dow House, and I believe you were a guest there. And that's when I got to meet you the first time. So thank you so much for allowing me to interview
Well,
you today.
David, I think we have some logistic things here, right? It's supposed I interview you, not you interview me,
Oh,
right? This
oh,
is
oh,
my
oh.
show. I am, hello everyone, I am Violet Lee, your Tai Chi examiner. And today is my pleasure to interview Sifu David Wade. And David, even though he is quite young, but he is very well accomplished. And he mentioned about 9 years ago at a festival at the Dollhouse in Estes, Colorado, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he taught a few workshops, and um, it was really really nice. I learned a lot from him, and even
Mm.
though I'm much older than he is, and but age doesn't matter, right? It is how much you learn the art, and he has incredible journey in this healing art. And when he was young, you went to Wudang Mountain and lived there for 5 years. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, wow. So this is your show now, huh? You take over like that?
Of course.
Oh,
And
this is
look at him,
great.
he's still drinking tea. And I'm here. And then maybe I should drink some tea too. But I have a big
Oh,
cup,
great.
and the tea, the style he's drinking is called old man tea, 老人茶.
Mm-mm.
And and show everybody how you drink that tea.
Well, this is with my pot.
Yeah, see such
If you
a,
could see
mhm.
my pot, hold it in the light.
Yes.
There we go. Good contrast. This is a Zixia Yixing clay pot, purple clay. Um, it's handmade, uh, and so you can tell because it doesn't have the the shape of a bowl, where you can make it on the bowl, and it's not from a mold because it has these little imperfections. And uh, so yeah, that's my clay pot, and I use the same clay pot to brew the same type of tea all the time. And so there's a rich patina, almost like a coat that develops over time. And so this is my clay pot, and then this is my Gongdao Bei, the decanter, also called a friendship vessel. And so we use this to serve our guests. And then teacup, empty
Right.
now, right? Empty teacup, so room
Oh,
for more tea.
okay. I see. Good, good, good. And I'm much older than you, age-wise, and I should be drinking old lady tea instead of having a big teacup. And
Well, to that point of the age, the way that I understand Dragon Gate lineage is quite special in that, you know, after Cultural Revolution and many of the masters were lost in another way to say it, uh, so it wasn't about having the elder anymore. It was about who had the skill. And so to your point, it's who took the time to develop the kung fu, right? And then that's who the teacher is. It doesn't matter if you're older or young, because you could be older and not have the skill, and you can be younger and have the experience. And so the way that the Dragon Gate lineage made it through such a difficult time, the Cultural
So when
Revolution.
you're talking about the Dragon Gate, you're talking
Mhm.
about the Wudang system, is that right?
Longmen Pai, this,
Longmen
yeah.
but you sometimes this is kind of confuse me, or I just don't know enough probably. And
Mhm.
you're the 16th lineage holder of the Zhang Sanfeng Pai, right?
Yeah.
Wudang Zhang Sanfeng Pai. So the Zhang Sanfeng Pai and the Longmen and all those dragon, what's the relationship? Maybe you can help us to
Well,
understand better because Wudang supposedly, the Zhang Sanfeng
yeah.
create the internal art like Tai Chi Qigong, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then so it is good, we practice the art, we all get some knowledge about it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, Wudang, one thing to note first off the bat is that it's not just one mountain, it's 72 mountains. And so it's mountain range. And on that range, many, many temples, many, many practices, and more than just Kung Fu. It's just all of Taoism. It's a cultural hub for Taoist arts. And so you're going to get your geomancy arts, your divination arts, your music, your food, your palm reading, face reading, you name it, the Taoists do it. And they put effort into it. And so all of it's at Wudang, not just the Kung Fu. And so the other aspect of it is that there's many sects, there's many branches of Taoism. And so some of the more prominent ones, the Zhangsan Feng Pai, that's the one that I inherited. There's also a Xuanwu Pai. There's the Longmen Pai, the Dragon Gate sect. There's the Pure Yang sect. There's many, many sects within the mountain region, and
I see.
all of them are amazing. And so I'm
So
fortunate enough to have trained with the Xuanwu practitioners, the Longmen practitioners, and the Pure Yang practitioners. Though they're all different, but they're all Taoist. So it's all rooted in yin yang. It's all rooted in five elements. It's same but different, and so it's beautiful like that.
so you not only learn the Zhang Sanfeng Pai, is Pai the equivalent to sec or
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
So but you also learn other sects and the Diao Wushu, Diao Kung Fu,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, my foundation would be the Sanfeng, and specifically Yang Sanban. There's within the Sanfeng, the way we inherited at our school, there's fractions. There's Chen Tong Ban, which is the all the kung fu, the weapons, the animal forms, the partner fighting sets, is the traditional sect. I didn't go that route. I went more of a life nourishment, Yang Sanban, right? And I
That's
also spent.
interesting. I mean, when I remember when I heard your name before we
Mhm.
met. Before because people told me, oh, you're going to meet David. He is awesome, and then so yeah, I know when I saw you, and then you're 6'5", right? And then you're a big, tall guy, and then with muscles. So I imagine, and then you're young, and the most younger people, their focus is more martial aspect. And
Mm.
but for you, actually, is Yangsen, nurturing
Mm.
life. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I grew up uh, in dangerous conditions, and so I already fought enough.
I
So
see.
by the time I got to the temple, I was ready to discover my spiritual side. I first got into martial arts for fighting, and then it transitioned into healing. And then from healing, I wanted to go for spirit. And so that's why I went to Wudang.
Mhm. So nowadays, when you teach, what are your main focus? Yes, whatever students are interested.
Yeah, and thank you for asking that question because most recently, my biggest concern is helping people be ready to die.
Okay.
That's been the focus of my practice and my teaching these days is, are you ready to die? When death comes, is there regret? Is there remorse? Is there fear? Is there anger? Is there resentment? Is there longing? Or are you content and complete? And I think this is
So are most of your students seniors?
not necessarily. I do have a big fraction of senior students. Uh, However, locally, I work with all ages, but online community is mostly seniors.
I see. So, so
Mhm.
your classes, besides the nurturing exercise, and then you talk about the philosophy,
Yeah, and
what?
then in even like the health exercises, or the Yang Shen,
Mm-hmm.
training. It's less about being healthy because that's just fear of death. Oh, I want to be healthy is because I'm scared of dying. Oh, I want to be strong because I'm scared of being weak. And so it's less about healthy, strong, less about maintenance. Even maintenance is a fear of loss. And so instead of practicing to fix something or change something, we practice to celebrate life. And paradoxically, when we celebrate life, there's more
Mm-hmm.
life to celebrate. Paradoxically, when I practice to fix something, there's more things to fix. And so
Uh-huh.
we practice to celebrate life. And then there's more and more life to celebrate.
I see.
Mm.
Okay. So, about 9 years ago when we met, and after
Yeah.
I was very, like I said, I was very impressed by your teaching and your
Mm.
knowledge base, and also your skill, and I could see. No, no, you did not show me this very macho part. Actually, I could sense the softness within your movement. And with that, but it generate the power, the strength, right?
Mm.
But it's not like those kung fu movie we saw and just brute force. It wasn't that kind of force. It, it's hard to describe. It's really, I saw the
Mm.
softness, but God, you were tough, and then you later on I wrote an article about the five elements, and
Yeah.
you also spoke about it during the festival,
Mm. Mm.
and I also filmed you a short clip and talk about the Wudang five element exercise.
Yeah.
So once that was came out, and I got a lot, feedback and response, and one of the audience was saying, "Well," and uh, because the in the video the whole thing looks moving very smoothly, and people are just curious which one movement represent which element. And maybe
Mm.
we should step back a little bit because
Sure.
not everybody are clear about what five elements are. Can you just
Sure.
elaborate it a little bit for all of us?
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. Five elements, it's a worldview. It's a way to understand our reality. And all you have to do is look outside of the window, um, and see the five elements represented clear as day. You can imagine with me a beautiful landscape with water, like a lake. Where's the water going to be? It's going to be on the bottom, right? It's not going to be in the middle or the top. And if it is, it's going to be working its way down, right? Because water wants to go down. And so we just put water on the bottom, okay? And then so now you're swimming in the water, and now you come onto the land, you step onto the shore. And so now I'm on earth, right? And then I'm walking through the earth, and now I have the grass, and now I have the brush and the trees, and that gives me another element of wood. And let's say I'm in the trees now and I feel so bold to jump off into the air. And now I have the air element. And high up in the sky, we have the sun, moon, and stars, the luminaries that light our sky. And so we have fire. And so you just look outside the window and you see the five elements. But that's not a window. In fact, it's a mirror. And we now look at our two hands and, we're in the Garden of Eden, and so we cover up our water element. I cover up my bladder, which the pee goes down, right? And then I take my two hands and I climb. Now I'm at my navel, my dantian, my center of gravity, my gross mass. This is earth. And then I take two hands and now I'm in my rib cage, my thoracic region where my liver is. And now I have wood where I can bend, twist, arc, and torque. And then I take two hands and I climb up, and this is where my lungs are. This is where I take big, full breaths. This is the air element. And then I take two hands, and now I have the two luminaries, the sun and moon, and the intelligence of stars. And this is the fire element, the light of my consciousness. And so these two hands, kind of water, earth, wood, air, fire, you're not looking at the landscape view, you're looking at a mirror. You are a micro of the macro of nature.
Well, this is a very interesting way of to understand the five elements, and also according to Chinese medicine. Okay, I thought, of course, the bladder and the kidneys, they are so-called partners, the body system, right? But a lot of time when people just first talking about, say, the water, they say it's kidneys. And the wood is the liver, and the lungs
Metal.
are the metal, and the heart is fire. And it's a little bit different than what you just said.
It's the same.
Okay, I'm
Exactly
confused.
the same. I'm Chinese too.
Okay, I know you're Chinese. You speak good Chinese. So just yeah, just
it's the same. Probably the biggest conflict would be the metal in the air, right? For the lung element. However, they're the same. And the reason why, okay, so fire goes up, right? I light the fire, it wants to go up, right? Water goes down, right? Wood goes out. Metal comes in. Earth is neutral, okay? Now we're also talking about the creation cycle, okay? So wood catches on fire. Fire, the ashes give us earth. Earth compress and condense to give us metal. Metal will, if you put metal outside overnight, it will gather the condensation, it will gather the dew and give you water. And then water goes back to the wood, correct? And so the way that metal and air are both the same, even though metal is hard and air is ethereal, they're both the same in the way they generate water. And that's how it fits on the creation cycle, the nourishment cycle of the five elements.
Okay.
Because the way water is made by the air is air compress and condense into cloud, and then water rains down, right? And this is how air makes water. The way metal
I like how you explain this, because for longest time I can understand, like the wood, I mean the water, I cannot 水生木 okay, means
Yeah.
the water brings the wood out. I understand that part, but I always have the hard time to understand the 金生水, mean 金 is go, sun is bring out or nurture. The water, I never really understand that 金生水, so thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
There's two ways. So one is, as we mentioned, you take a piece of metal, you leave it outside. In the morning, it's wet because it gathers the dew, right? The other way is I take my shovel and I dig into the ground And down into the ground is an aquifer. I can make a well. And so the metal gives me access to the water deep inside the earth. And so there's two
Interesting.
ways that metal makes
Interesting.
water. Okay.
Mhm.
And so now let's further this conversation. Okay. So now that's nourishment cycle, but there's also the controlling cycle, right? The star inside. And so now we say, oh, water and fire, they attack each other. Normally we would say, oh, the water extinguished the fire. But if there's more fire than water, the fire will evaporate the water. It goes both ways. The other one we say is the wood and the earth, they fight. Right? But you can't plant a seed into the rock, and the tree will uproot the sidewalk. So both wood and earth, they fight each other equally, right? The other one is water and earth. Water and earth don't get along, right? The water will carve the earth like Grand Canyon, but the earth will absorb the water and make mud, right? And so whichever one is more is the strongest, right? So it's checks and balance.
It's very, very good. I absolutely love this conversation, and makes me have a deeper understanding of, because, like I say, how they conflict with each other, and this is great. But how does that reflect in our body? Because the Chinese
Great.
medicine is built on the five elements. And I can understand when you were talking about the nurturing cycle. And I understand when we have strong, say, kidneys that support the liver, right? And I understand that part of the things. But when you're saying they're in conflict with each other, how can you give some example?
100%. Yes, of course I can give example. Okay, so remember we say water, earth, wood, air, fire. This is the conflicting cycle because water and earth don't get along. Earth and wood don't get along. Wood and metal don't get along. Metal and fire don't get along. Fire and water don't get along. So that star of the competition inside the five element, this is the body. If that made sense.
Well, yes or no. And so for the audience, I will put the five element in
The star, yeah.
the star, and included in the article, and then you see what we are talking about, the conflict. But at the same time, when we are talking about the health internally, how do they contradict each other or whatever, and what we need to do, and should we encourage this kind of fighting in within, or what should we do to, or should we harmonize it?
Probably the easiest one to consider, because it's very prevalent in our culture, is wood attack earth and earth attack wood, right? And this is the harmony of liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen. And so when an average person is stressed out, eating fast food, eating poor quality foods, eating on the run, this challenges the digestion, right? And the wood attacking earth is a very, very common issue. And so the way you would remedy that is take the time to cook all your own food. If you can't make your own meals, your priorities are wrong in life. You should be able to have time.
So when you say wood attack king the earth, so wood is liver,
gallbladder.
Yeah, and then the earth is stomach and spleen,
pancreas.
Yeah, so are you saying if the liver is too much yang qi, and then
Mm.
it will hurt the
Digestion, yeah.
okay.
It will make
Good.
it will challenge your ability to process fats. It'll challenge your ability to clean your blood every evening. It'll challenge your ability to process sugars.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so the wood attacking earth is very, very common in our culture, and it's all due to lifestyle. And so,
So in your teaching and
right.
your Yang do you talk much about these things? And
For sure. And so the first thing is
is
to
that
address.
you have classes on this specific?
Well, this is it right now. We're talking. This is the class right now, right? And
This
so,
is a class.
first thing to address the wood and earth harmony is to moderate the lifestyle, right? And to have routine. To best way to nourish the earth element, the stomach and the spleen, is to have routine in your life. So every day wake up the same time, every day eat the same time, every day maybe even go to the bathroom same time, have a steady work schedule, have a steady rest schedule, have time for creativity, have time for your social life and domestic needs. When you have structure and predictability and systems in your day, the stomach and spleen really, really benefit from that. And then when you have the routine and you're not always running around, go, go, go with the next thing, next thing, next thing, now the liver can rest too. You're not stressed out. You're not challenging the liver too much. And then when you have this routine and you make time to prepare your own meals and you prioritize your own relationship with food and nutrition, now the harmony of liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen, pancreas, now I can not only digest the food, but I can assimilate the food. I can turn that banana into my arm. I can turn that steak into my leg, you know? That's alchemy.
So you eat meats also? I thought a lot
Yeah.
of Taoists don't eat meats. It
Well,
depends.
oddly, when I lived in Wudang, I was vegetarian.
I see.
My master told me to eat meat, and I was so dogmatic that I refused to eat meat.
Why did he ask you to eat meats?
Well, because one, the degree of training is two, 10, 12 hours of kung fu every day. It's eat meat, you know? And plus, we were on the mountain. And so, really, really intense living conditions. The summers were very hot, the winters were very cold. And so, especially in the winter, my teacher said,
Mhm.
eat meat. And I just refused. And so, 5 years on the mountain, it really devastated my health. I had alopecia, my hair started to fall out, my vision was blurry. My muscles were deteriorating. Yeah, sure, I had a six pack, but it wasn't because I was healthy. It was because I was depleted. And so I wasn't very healthy at that time,
I'm
despite being.
surprised to hear this. I thought that if you have a lot of these training, then you will be very strong. I guess that in another way, you went another extreme, right? If
Mhm.
it's too much of anything, it's no good.
Yeah,
It,
had I been eating meat, had I been supplementing with herbs, I probably would have fared better.
I
But
see.
it was
Okay.
very, very common for the foreigners to kind of overdo it there. We just and plus I kind of started late. I started martial arts when I was like 18, 19, but I didn't get to the temple until I was 26. And so, in
Okay.
many ways, it started very late for that degree of training. There's kids there started as early as 5, 6.
That's true for serious martial art training. You
Yeah,
do need to start early.
yeah.
Mhm. So, okay, well, how about talking about that five
Oh, yeah.
element
So,
exercise?
yeah. So, wood and earth, right? Your right hand is on your right side. This is where your
Okay.
liver is. It's the second largest organ of your body. So, it's like from here all the way back here. It's like put a shoebox. Your liver is the size of a shoebox. And so put it right here, and that's your liver. Your gallbladder is really small. It's the size of a golf ball, and it's right in front of the liver, still on my right side. Over here on my left side, I have a stomach. Your stomach is the size of a fist. And then behind that, you have a spleen, also the size of a fist, right? The stomach is hollow and it can expand, but the spleen is solid, right? The liver is solid. You also have a pancreas. It's kind of the shape of a banana, and it kind of connects, it bridges the two, right? So stomach, spleen, pancreas, liver, gallbladder. All of this is in your, what we call the middle jiao, the middle basin.
Zhongjiao, yeah.
Right? And then so this is where digestion and assimilation happen. Up here, the upper jiao, this is respiratory and circulatory, right? My heart and my lungs. Lower jiao, this is elimination, my colon, my bladder, but also my reproduction, right? And so upper jiao, respiratory and vascular, digestion and assimilation, and elimination, reproduction, right? High, middle, low. Okay, so here, back to earth and wood, liver, gallbladder, wood. Stomach, spleen, pancreas, earth, right? So you put your hands here and you feel your rib cage, right? You feel your ribs, really press and rub up and down, feel the ribs, feel the spaces in between the ribs. And you might even be ticklish here. If you're ticklish, it means you need it. Okay, so do it more.
Okay,
so
I'm doing
here.
it. Okay, I'm following you.
And then
Okay.
make yourself nice and tall.
Nice and tall.
Not from the hips, but from your ribs. Yeah, feel the rib open one side, close the other side. And the idea is when I move my ribs, I move everything inside my ribs. So now I'm squeezing my liver, but stretching my spleen. And now I squeeze my spleen, but stretch my liver, right? And so now I'm in effect pumping my liver, gallbladder, stomach, and spleen. And if you do this, you might burp, you might fart, right? Because you're literally massaging the internal organs. Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is how you harmonize on top of the lifestyle, on top of the nutrition and the new relationship with food. Now you do this. And my teacher would say, this is how you chew your food a second time. You know, you chew your food here and then you chew your food again.
So this is chewing your food, which time in the day you do this exercise? Before meal, after meal, or early in the morning, late in the night?
You definitely wouldn't want to do it on a full stomach, right? But that's always a funny question. When to do it, how long to do it, how often to do it. These are funny questions.
Why do you call it funny?
Because no one's ever overdosed. You know? I mean, I guess I did.
You did. You overdosed for you.
Yeah, but something like this is, it's relatively safe, and you can do it in the morning, you do it in the afternoon. It's also by need, so someone who has bloating, indigestion, acid reflux, if they have problems with constipation or diarrhea, this is a great exercise to kind of
So you're saying one exercise, it actually take care of all 5 elements?
Yeah.
Really?
And then so this would be the wood and earth.
Okay,
right?
wood and earth.
But then you go front and back, right? Now it's the fire of the heart, the metal of the lungs,
yeah,
and the kidneys on the back. And then same thing. When I'm like this, here I stretch my kidneys. Here I squeeze my kidneys. Here I squeeze my heart. Here I open my heart. And so again, it's that you're making a pump. And one way to think of the body is pump, right? We think of the heart, okay, pump, no duh, but when you think pump, it's less of this motor or this mechanical. Think of pump as empty, full, empty, full, empty, full. And then in that way, the lungs, empty, full, empty, full. The stomach, empty, full, empty, full, right? The heart, empty, full, empty, full. The muscle, flex, extend, flex, extend. We then begin to see the whole body is a pump. And so to nourish the organs, you pump them. That's why side to side, you pump the liver, you pump the spleen. Front and back, you pump the kidney, you pump the bladder, you pump the heart and lungs. Is this making sense?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And the last point is mechanically, we're promoting the circulation, we're promoting the fluid exchange and good circulation, good health. However, it's less about, I want to fix myself, I want to improve myself, I want to be healthy, I want to be strong, more about, wow, look at the organ, wow, look at these bones, wow, my muscles, wow, all these 10 trillion cells working together so I can do this. Wow, my nervous system, wow. And when we can celebrate the body with this childlike wonder, this exploration and joyous play, that's when the miracle will happen. But if it's like, oh, I got to pump my liver so I can have better digestion, so I can have better energy, so I can, if we try to fix, yeah, you just have more and more to fix because guess what? You're going to die. But if you want to celebrate life, you will have more and more life to celebrate. And guess what? You might inspire other people to celebrate life too. And guess what? Now you're immortal.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Pretty profound. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very.
Ah,
Yeah. What is this? Yeah.
this life is not profound. It's nature. It's,
Okay. Yeah.
uh,
Okay. So David, um, tell me what you've been doing besides teaching and sharing these great thoughts and in these years, and then now you're doing podcasts. Is that right?
I call it the potcast, my
Oh,
clay
pod. Oh,
potcast.
your podcast.
Yeah, my teapot podcast.
Oh, I see that.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so,
Interesting.
yeah, let me ask you now. So, the five elements, could you tell me about your
You're
five
testing me.
animal?
You
No, I want to know about your five animal, the five animal frolic, because this is also five elements, right? In a
exactly.
way.
Well, I mean, yes, the five animal frolic and was created a long, long time ago, and somebody said it was created by what's
Plato, right?
Plato, yes, and for his student Wu Pu. But there's another saying was he created for the emperor Cao Cao because Cao
Hmm.
Cao wanted to be immortal and live forever.
Yeah.
But anyway, the five animals, the start was the liver, and and the liver is considered as journal of the body, and who can be more fierceful than a powerful leader as tiger, right? So the first animal we do is tiger, and then there are two movements, and actually the five animal frolics, each animal has two exercise, and
Yeah.
then is the spleen and stomach, and then they have deer, the beautiful deer, very graceful deer turn and deer jump, very cute.
And that's
And
for which element?
that's no, sorry, I said it wrong. It actually is the kidney. It should be the
Uh-huh.
kidneys. The kidneys.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you
said it
have
wrong.
first is
Tiger.
the tiger,
tiger lift.
And that's wood. And that's
Mhm.
interesting because wood is spring, and
Yes.
astrologically, you start with tiger. Every new year starts on tiger moon.
Mhm.
And so I'm making the connections. Okay, and then you go to deer,
Deer is
which
for
is
kidneys.
kidney. Cool. Okay. Uh-huh. And
And
then what's next?
then would be the bear. Bear is for the stomach and the spleen.
Uh-huh.
And then when we do the bear, we need to be totally relaxed and like the Jungle Book. I don't know if you ever watched that movie, Jungle
Yeah,
Book,
Baloo.
and
Hmm.
Baloo. Yes, so I always told my students act like Baloo. The bare necessity, and it's just very relaxing. Yeah. Then we do the
Snake?
monkey. Monkey is
Monkey.
monkey is for the heart, and this is very interesting because even though we say 5 elements go with the 4 seasons, and you say, well, there are only 4 seasons, and how can you have 5 elements to match it up? However, there is one part is called long summer. Long
Yeah.
summer is between the tail end of the summer and then the beginning of the fall, and some people call it Indian summer. Normally, it could
Uh-huh.
be the hottest in the year, and
Hmm.
then during that time, and then we yeah we do things to take care of yeah
Great.
our body, and so
Hmm.
we learned and also the summertime we do the, how should I say, the for the heart. So it's a
Yeah.
monkey. The monkey
So
has
then
picked the
train for the
fruit.
lungs at the end.
At the end, yes, we do the lung. That's the 4th season is the lung. The
Uh-huh.
lung we do the crane, the bird.
You know what's so cool?
Yeah, what's so cool?
We have the same one.
You have the same one.
Same order. Okay.
Oh,
It's tiger
uh-huh.
and then deer
Mm-hmm.
and then bear
Mm-hmm.
and then monkey and then
Mm-hmm.
crane. We have the exact same order. Okay. The only thing is the elements are different. And so
Really?
for, yeah. So for us, tiger is metal,
Oh,
is for the lung.
huh,
For us, deer is wood for the liver.
huh,
For us, bear is the same for stomach, spleen.
uh-huh.
Then monkey is for kidney,
Okay.
and crane is for heart.
And how about your movements? How your movements look like?
Yeah. So tiger, we have tiger, also 2 movements for each one, right?
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
so first one is tiger lunge,
Mm-hmm.
and the focus is on your shoulder blade
Oh, okay.
because for the lungs, you move your shoulder blades to massage the lung organ.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I move my shoulder blades, engage my lung, and I press down. And then I move my shoulder blades, engage, and I push up.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this is the tiger movement, okay, for the lungs. Then we do deer for the liver. And deer also, liver has the eyes, but also the tendons and connective tissue. And
Mm-hmm.
also has the quality of twisting. This is wood quality. And so I'm going to twist and reach and twist my limbs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reach and twist my limbs front and back. So this is the
And you
deer
say, and your deer is for which organ?
liver.
Oh,
And
liver.
also I'm twisting through my waist
Uh-huh.
and that massage the liver.
Well, for the ones which is sanctioned by the Chinese of the government. And
Uh-huh.
then I learned this from the Grandmaster Miao Fu said, our deer is this way. It has a twist.
Yeah.
It's it's a very big twist, right? And
Uh-huh.
also, but it's obviously it's twisted different way than
Yeah.
your, yeah,
And I can
interesting.
see that's for the kidney because you squeeze one kidney, then you squeeze one kidney. It makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then so next is bear. And bear has a standing and it has a walking, also like Baloo.
We have walking also. So
Yeah.
our walking is how should I say? You want to be very relaxed, just up and drop. Then there's like a drunken guy.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's
Ah,
our
so
walk.
similar, the swaying of the arms. Okay, similar.
Yeah.
And then we say that's for stomach and spleen because, again, twisting at the waist, utilizing the diaphragm. And then I twist, breathe into diaphragm. Now I massage my stomach and spleen. Okay. Distinct from the deer or twist, but I focus on my rib cage. And so I twist and open the ribs, close the ribs, open the ribs, then massage the liver. Okay.
I see.
For monkey, our system is monkey is for the kidneys. And the
Okay.
reason why
How
is
do you
because we
do
have
your
the
monkey?
monkey, first the monkey perches, looks at the fruit, grabs the
Yeah,
fruit.
well, always the same.
Yeah.
But
So,
I mean, also, so pick the fruit, but uh, always it's not this way. You know, the second movement, the so-called monkey. Um,
uh-huh.
yeah, the first one is, you know, yeah, with monkey first
Oh, how
look.
cute.
Oh, say there's a fruit on the treetop, and then pick the fruit, and
Uh-huh.
then bring it back. So, oh my God, it's a beautiful peach.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and there's another one is the hands like this. You squeeze your heart, and then you look right, look left,
Yeah.
and come down. That so that's
Same.
the same.
Same.
Okay.
Except here, instead of squeeze my heart, I
I
squeeze
have
my
to.
kidneys.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
we bring the head also in, you know, and then
Yeah.
just really squeeze. Uh-huh.
That makes sense. You squeeze the heart like this. But for
Yes.
us, same thing, squeeze the kidneys, right? So instead of here is here. And then I turn my head, I squeeze more one side. I turn my head, I squeeze more the other side.
I
And then I
see.
reach for the fruit, I squeeze the kidney, I squeeze the kidney, right? And so same, but just different focus. And
Yeah,
then
you
last
have
one,
different focus. Yeah, always in the details, right? The
yeah.
devil's in the detail. That matters.
Then last one is crane. And
Yes.
so we open through pinky, right? And that's heart
Uh-huh.
meridian. And then I reach out through my middle finger, and that's pericardium. And I hollow my armpits, and that's where heart and pericardium meridians start, which relates to the heart. And it opens up the brachial pathway for the blood to flow,
So,
right? And then I stand
so
on one leg and I kick out and do all this stuff, right?
yeah, well, what we do is we have that because as you were talking about all the meridians on
Mhm.
the channel on the fingers. So this is the so-called the crane shapes. And there are two movements again, you know, like the lift and up here and down and stretch.
Yeah.
So yeah,
How cool.
interesting.
I
So
think it would be
your
so
system
cool.
is the who in Wudang developed that? Did you
That
develop,
was
or it was
my
your teacher
teacher.
or your
Yeah, my
teacher?
teacher Yuan Shugang, my shifu. He's my root shifu, the one that I bai shi to. I have a lot of teachers, but he's my shifu.
Okay, how
And so
袁习
Yuan Shugang,
袁志刚 oh okay.
yeah, 很有名的. And so when I first went to Wudang, we learned a five animal, but it was a different five animal. It was dragon, tiger, leopard, snake, and crane. Okay,
So you have a dragon and snake. A lot of times dragon
and
and
leopard.
leopard.
Yeah,
So you,
leopard
you
too.
really have to jump high.
Yeah, I have a lot of different animals. And then so when I first learned that form, too hard. Nobody could do it. And so I go back to China. I say, Shifu, nobody can do five animals. Can you show me something else? He showed me Baduanjin. So eight
Oh,
silk
okay.
brocade. And I say,
Yeah.
Shifu, too hard. Nobody can do it because the Wudang Baduanjin is very elaborate. And then
Yes.
so then he says, okay, seated Baduanjin. Sit down
Mm-hmm.
and do it. And I said,
Mm.
Shifu, nobody could sit still that long. They can't do it. And then he said, okay, try this five animal. And then this five animal, the way that I understand it, it was a more of a kind of family village inheritance. It is not from Wudang, it's from his hometown. And he didn't have it in the curriculum. It was just something that he practiced
I
on his
see.
own. And so one year he taught me. And for many years, I was the only one to have it because it's
I
not in the
see.
curriculum. But then, many years pass and more older people come to the temple. They want to learn something healthy. And then same thing, five animal too hard, Baduanjin too hard, seated Baduanjin too hard. And so, try this Huatou five animal. And so
Mhm.
it's very easy to modify and make healthy and simple and modify to make it easy for someone who's old or limited range of motion, injury or rehabilitation. It's easy to modify.
Yeah, this is very interesting. And then, any other questions you have for me? It's like a test. You're not interviewing me, you're testing me.
Oh, yes, whose show is this after all? I
It's my show. I'm supposed to interview you.
uh, so now I want to ask you what kind of Tai Chi you do.
Well, I that, can you see up there? There's a calligraphy. That's
Mm,
uh, a gift from my teacher. My teacher is Grandmaster Chen Zhenlei, who is
mm,
the 11th generation of Qian style
mm,
inheritor, and he's the Qian family. Okay, I am not.
mm.
I'm his disciple, so I'm the 12th generation. Yeah,
Nice,
inheritor. And so my main practice is Qian style, and
nice.
yeah, so I learned all the major forms in the I should say all the hand forms in Qian style,
Mhm.
and
Beautiful.
some weapon forms, and
Yeah,
but then of course everybody learned the Tai Chi 24, right? And
of course.
and nowadays because as you mentioned, in the West and especially, and people feel some is too difficult. So I am teaching Ba Fa Wu Bu, which is the simplified Tai Chi Chuan, and it's all good.
Wu.
Ba Fa Wu
Eight,
Bu.
eight expressions, five steps.
Uh, eight methods, five full works. Yeah, it's just a yeah, different translation. It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
basically, it's the Peng Lu Ji An, the eight methods, and the Cai Lie Zhou Kao,
Yeah.
and then going step forward, backwards, sideways, and
Okay.
central equilibrium.
Oh, great. So like grass sparrow's tail and finish.
No, actually not. It's easier than that.
Oh,
Easier
wow.
than that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Jayo. Yeah.
That it was developed, I guess, about 3 years ago, probably something like that, and was developed by Chinese Sports Authority or
Mhm.
Sports Bureau. So yeah, because in the 21st century, everybody is too busy and
Mhm. Mhm.
to do things too complicated, and
Agreed.
also like a lot of scientists from their research it prove if we can do five or eight movements correctly, it
Mhm.
provides huge health benefits People
Hmm.
don't need to practice those long and difficult forms.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
okay, this is really fun. I think we should
yeah.
meet more often. Maybe
Well, let's not wrap up just yet. I assume you want to hear about my Tai Chi practice. After all,
why
I'm
not? Yeah,
Wudang Zhang Senfeng inheritor, right?
yeah.
Zhang Senfeng is the legendary creator, right? And so, uh, one thing we can say about Tai Chi is there's two kinds. There's Tai Chi and there's Tai Chi Chuan, right? And so Tai Chi Chuan is the family style, the form, the choreography, but the Tai Chi is the philosophy, the worldview, the harmony of yin and yang. So maybe not necessarily a form or sequence or set, more of a principle of exploration. And then so now Tai Chi, now maybe I want to have what's called harmony of heaven and earth, right? Harmony of up and down. And so maybe now when I do movement with my hands, there's something complementary in my feet, right? This translates to liu he, right? The hand to foot, the elbow to knee, the shoulder to hip, right? But then also Tai Chi is, my breath and my body, my intention and my power, right? These kind of yin yang. But if these are too lofty for the average beginner to understand, we also have just kind of in the hands, open, close, open, close. And so try this with me. Say, everything's okay, A-okay, yeah, you got it. And then I have a gun, okay? You see? And consider this is Tai Chi, right? Here's 3 open, here 3 closed, here 2 open, here 2 closed, right? Here soft, here is hard, right? So opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, yin yang. And then switch it.
I messed up.
Right?
I did
And
not know
so,
what was supposed to do. Okay.
yeah. And then consider this is a harmony of yin and yang, right? Hard and soft and open and
Interesting.
close, right?
Interesting.
And you ask any Tai Chi master, do you have harmony of yin and yang? Can you? And maybe left and right side don't have harmony. Another one is 3, 3, and then 6, right? And so 3 open, 3 close. 2 close, 2 open, right? It's opposite, but also hard and also soft, right? But then I
Okay.
switch it.
Okay. Fun. It's fun.
This is Tai Chi to me. This single whip, white crane spreads wings. Most people will only do white crane spreads wings one side. Single whip, only one side. Snape creek slow, only one side. It
Well,
is not
and
Tai Chi.
in Chen style, and we, we we do the other
Right.
yeah, the other way. But it's when you do a long form, it's very difficult. I can do for short form. Long form is uh, yeah,
Yeah. So to do
yeah.
left and right side. I remember being in Wudang, living in the temple. We learned the Tai Chi 28. I forced myself to learn backwards.
Backwards. Okay.
Yeah, because I want to have, if I do it this way, I want to be able to do it this way too,
But
and so,
when you say backwards, when you
or just
first I
left side, right
okay,
side.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's yeah. We in Chen style we do this just yeah, the
yeah.
mirror. I should say the mirror part,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we have that, and yeah. But you're right, and my teacher always say Tai Chi Chuan, Tai Chi and Tai Chi Chuan. And yes, Tai Chi Chuan is heavily influenced by the philosophy of Tai Chi. But Tai Chi Chuan, like you said, is choreographed and it's a physical movement. And
Yeah,
Tai Chi is a philosophy. And but in the West, and people so used to say Tai Chi and means Tai Chi Chuan. And
yeah.
and sometimes they forget the other one. And the true Tai Chi is the the perspective or the outlook of the nature and the life, right? Okay. So that's your practice of Tai Chi, but of course you also learn other forms, right?
Of course,
A lot of, yeah.
of course. And I've intentionally forgotten them. Yeah.
Well, once you're good at that, it becomes formless.
Yeah.
When people start to the beginner, when they learn Tai Chi Chuan, and then they always taught, they should keep all these movement and whatever. But once you're good at it, you internalize it, and it becomes formless. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now this is a good
Wow.
space. Yeah, clearly we have to talk again. It's not that hard. You're only in
Definitely.
Vegas, California. It's the same time zone, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, and then maybe you can come and visit me. And
In Vegas?
we can practice together. Yeah.
Wow. I hate Las Vegas. I cannot stand it. Maybe you don't live in the city part, but
No, I don't. Well, I could not imagine myself live in Las Vegas, just say 5 years ago, before I moved here. When my friends first told me about it, I was like, "Are you kidding?" You know.
uh,
But then I learned a thing or two about Vegas before I said, okay, I moved here just to try it out, and we rent a house first, and but just 3 months and live here. We really enjoy here because the weather is nice. Yes, and people cannot believe that I say weather is nice, and we can do outdoor activities year round. And so this is nice. And if you don't believe it, just come and see me, and you find out. But
yeah. Well, how
yeah,
cool would it be to do like a 5 animal comparative? I think that would be really cool to kind of,
I think so too. I think so
yeah,
too.
compare and
Okay.
contrast all the different, because looking at your movements very similar, and then but the organs and the focus is different. And so I would love to do kind of like a compare and contrast. I think it'd be really cool.
Yes, it will be very neat. Yes, we should do that. And
Mhm.
actually, the focus, I think, in many ways, is a big part of Qigong practice because we say that 易道, Qi Dao. If your focus is there, you send your energy there, right? You send the Qi there. So and again, form doesn't matter as much.
Mm,
Mhm. Okay,
agreed.
well, well, this is a very, very pleasure, very, yeah, it's a pleasure for me, and it's also an honor for me to speak with you, and then always learn something from you. And
Yeah,
thank you
well, you're supposed
so
to be on
much.
my show, and then you just interview me. It's supposed to be my show. Everybody know my story. And then all of a sudden it's your show, and then you interview me. Huh? Whose show is this, huh?
And I don't know. I think it's a good show anyway. Right? So
Yeah.
you want to keep talking, and then you can
No,
interview
no, it's
me.
fine.
What do you want
No,
to
it's
ask
fine.
me?
Thank you so much, Violet, for sharing this conversation with me. I look forward to have more with you.
Okay, the same here. Okay,